What's going on, guys? It's Jeremy Hopper here. What you see on the table here today are what are referred to as clove buds, and we're going to be utilizing these to make what's called clove oil. This has been utilized throughout the centuries as an all-natural cure-all, if you will, for various types of medical ailments. And this is due to the fact that cloves have the chemical called eugenol present within it. Eugenol is a natural anesthetic and antiseptic. And one of the primary and most popular uses of clove oil pertains to using it for relief of various types of dental or oral style of pain. It's the one that I use it for the most. So to begin, the first thing that we will require are 100% whole cloves, which is what you have just witnessed on the table here. You can pick this up at almost any grocery store. It needs to be whole cloves because the moment they are ground up, they begin to lose their potency. We'll also require some virgin olive oil. And we're also going to require a mortar and pestle to begin grinding these cloves up. So let's get started. The basic ratio that I follow is approximately 1 tablespoon of cloves for every 1 cup of olive oil. You'll need to adjust this on your own because everyone is different in how they like to make this. So now all I'm going to do is just begin crushing the cloves. Once you've ground the cloves up, the next step is to transfer it into your olive oil, and this is where you'll find quite a few variations in how people like to do this. Some individuals like to place the cloves directly inside of what would be like a tea bag to submerge it into the oil, and then once the soaking time, if you will, has expired, they remove it, the tea bag with the cloves in it. Personally, I just prefer to take the lazy man's approach and just dump it all in the oil. Mix it up. Once we've stirred the ground up cloves into the olive oil, this is where we meet a fork in the road in terms of how you like to process this. Some individuals like to let the cloves steep in the olive oil for at least 1 week. Other individuals like to heat this mixture up and speed up that process. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a piece of tin foil. I'm going to make it a little slightly concave in the middle. I'm going to place that over the jar and seal it up. The whole point of doing this is so that when this oil is heated, any steam from that oil will rise to the top, hit that tin foil, collect in the concave area, condense, and then simply drip back down into the oil itself. So we're not losing any of the essential oils when we heat this up. So now what I'm going to do is make, in essence, a double boiler. I have 1 pot here. I'm going to place another container inside of it. And now I'm going to take our cloves and olive oil mixture, put it in here. And now I'm going to add some water to the larger pot. So now the next step is to place all of this onto a stove. So now I'm going to place the pot on the stove. I'm going to heat that water up, bring it to a boil, and then reduce it to a simmer for about 45 minutes. Alright, I've brought this to a boil, so I'm going to reduce it to a simmer. for about 45 minutes. And during this time, you will have to add a little bit of water to the pot periodically, just to accommodate for any evaporation of water. It's no big deal. So in about 45 minutes, this should be ready. I've taken the liberty of removing this from the stove off camera. I didn't feel that you needed to see that, but technically we have clove oil right here. Now, in its stages right now, this is still rather weak, but the longer that we allow the cloves to soak or steep within that oil, the stronger this will become. So I'm going to take a little of it right now, place it on my inner lip, see what that feels like. It's been a few minutes now, and I have just the slightest hint of a numbing effect in my lower lip, but it's actually not that bad at all. I could bite my lip and I could still feel pain. But that's just due to the fact that this is new and I just made it, so it's still relatively weak. But the longer that you allow the cloves to steep or soak within that olive oil, the stronger this will become over time. That's one reason why I like to allow the cloves to stay in the oil for the duration of the time period that I will be using this. Now, everyone has their own way of doing this. This is just my way of doing it. Feel free to alter the way that I demonstrated here today. Make it your own idea, make it your own method. With that said, I just want to thank you guys for watching. Hope you found the information useful, and I'll catch you in the next video. So long.